Tuf Bucket, boy.
What's good, y'all? Welcome to Tuf Bucket Podcast with your boy, your favorite hooper. Now, check this out, man. I got another special guest with us today. Another guy who I think has a unique story in terms of overseas basketball, or just, following your dreams and making basketball work for you, man. It's going to be my guy, my homie, competitor, friend, all the above. Brensly Haywood, my guy. Appreciate you coming on the show, my guy.
Bro.
Everybody.
Me,
no,
bro.
no more. All right. How long you been in the Dallas area?
It's been about, a year and a couple of months. So we moved out here, July 31st. Yep, July 1st.
Whole family moved down
here.
Whole
family moved down here, man. A little football situation down here for my young king. But,
Little football situation. Don't let Texas City say anything about little and football in the same sentence, man.
Right,
you know better than that. Come on now. Son's playing football, right?
Yeah, he's a sophomore at Denton Guy High School.
He's getting offered already, right?
Yeah, he's got 18 right now. Yep.
Ooh, okay. Is that something you planned on him doing? You wanted to play football?
Man, you know what, bro? Playing basketball my whole life.
Facts.
I want him to hoop, right?
That's what I'm saying.
But he's a big dude, man. He could never keep him hands to himself. So I told my wife, I'm like, I think we're going to have to lock in with this football. And he told me one day he was coming home from a game. I was coaching him in basketball. He was like, Dad, I don't want to be like you. I kind of want to do my own thing with football. Oof. So I told the wife, I said, that stung a little bit.
I was all about to say,
man.
I mean?
Hey, but it worked out. So, he's doing well for himself, man.
Facts,
I'm very, very proud of him. So it's good, man.
That's always something I think about because, I'm for sure wanting to have kids one day. But, of course, you nudge them into what you want them to play or whatnot. You can put a basketball in their hand off the rip. I can't imagine how it's going to feel my boy tell me he don't want to play basketball, though.
But you know what? Whatever they do, hey, I don't care if they playing chess, checkers.
I can imagine that.
As long as you're going 100, you got to respect it.
I can imagine that. I definitely can imagine that. Just gonna sting a little. Like you said, it's gonna sting a little.
For sure. It definitely stung a little bit, no doubt. But I also told him, ain't nobody checking for no 6'2", 275-pound two guard.
Keep it real with him. He kept it real with him. He kept it real. That's what's up. Okay, real quick, man. Let's dive into your basketball life, man. Let's start off real young. When did you start playing basketball, bro?
I first started touching the ball probably around 7 years old.
Okay.
Growing up right outside of Chicago, Joliet, Illinois.
Yeah.
It's kind of a suburb of Chicago. A bunch of good basketball
Ballers out that way.
Yeah. So played in the East Suburban Catholic Conference.
Okay.
Little gist of same conference that Isaiah Thomas played in.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Went to St. Joe's and whatnot. You got Evan Turner.
Yeah.
You got a good group of guys that come out of that conference. But that's why I play high school ball, man, and it was cool, man. Just playing. Hey, every day is a challenge when you're playing outside of Chicago. Then when you go into the city, you really ain't getting no respect like that. But it was definitely a good experience starting at 7 years old, playing through junior high, middle school, then going to high school.
How tall were you in elementary and middle school?
Bro, I'm not going to lie to you. For me to be where I'm at right now, I went to college at 5'7".
Shut the fuck.
Yeah. I went to college at 5'7". Then I grew to be about 6'1". And then
freshman year.
5'7". But check this though, I was only 17 years old, so everybody reclasses now.
Okay, yeah.
I was in the class of 2002 when I maybe should have been in class 2003. Ain't no maybe, I should have been. You know what I mean?
Got you. Wait, how old are you?
40. I just turned 40 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yep.
Happy belated birthday, my boy.
Appreciate it, man.
Okay. That's what's up. And you still active too. At
40,
40, you still hooping 2-3 times a week?
Yeah, about 2-3 times a week. I mean, whatever. I got 4 little ones, so whatever time that allows. So getting a chance with hoop with pros like yourself and still staying in shape, still loving the game, you know what I mean? It's tough still trying to check some of you younger cats, but you know what I mean? It is what it is, but still loving the game, man, still playing at a high level.
Most definitely. Okay, so middle school, still in Chicago, right? All the way through high school. All the way through high school. So high school, we're going where? This is the same conference as Isaiah Thomas?
I played in Suburban Catholic Conference.
Okay.
I went to Joliet Catholic Academy.
Okay.
So the best way to describe my school, if you've seen the movie Rudy.
No, I have not.
Well, I'm pretty sure some the podcasters out there seen Rudy's football movie, but that's my high school.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm looking to it. Definitely.
That's my high school. But that's the conference I played in, man, and played 4 years there. had a pretty good career.
Yeah.
And then obviously went off to college.
So varsity all 4 years?
Freshman year, I played freshman. Got a little bit in trouble with my grades.
Oof.
You know, keeping it 100 for the people
Been there.
out there. Got
Been
a little,
there.
a little trouble with grades. So as a freshman, I maybe should have played a little higher, but
Yeah.
I had to sit out my first semester my freshman year. But after that, I was on varsity.
Gotcha.
So
Real quick, I'm going to let y'all know ahead of time. That's probably most likely. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that might be a common theme with the guys on this particular podcast, because a lot of the stuff that happens in life, you know, is not all that stuff that happens on the court, man. I'm just going to keep it a stack. It's not whether dudes can play or not. It's what we doing outside the court. And sometimes, you know, the good guys don't like going to the classroom all the time. Let's just keep it. This is what it is, man. What's the recruiting looking like?
It's kind of a unique story. Like, I actually, going into my junior summer, I was actually talking to a Navy recruiter.
Oh, wow.
I wasn't getting any looks. You know what I mean? But 5'7",
Yeah.
2 guard, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's like, where am I going to play?
Yeah.
You know, it was, you know, growing up with a single mom, only thing we knew was just what we knew, right?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So, you know, that summer I went in and went to AAU, went to nationals in Florida, and I had a pretty good summer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, college coaches started calling. And so college scene started to pick up. So I called a Navy recruiter. I'm like, nah, I'm cool, man. I don't.
That's what's up.
You know, in all respect to, you know, all the Navy men out there, but yeah.
bad.
Then I end up going to college and playing ball, man. So I ended up going to St. Mary's University in Minnesota.
Yeah.
So that's why I spent the last 19 years before I moved out here.
Got you.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So we're in college. Are we at all? When is pro on the radar for us?
I mean, growing up where I grew up, man, pro's always on the radar. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like my mindset wasn't, you know, never to go to school and be a dentist, be a lawyer. You know what I mean? Only thing in my neighborhood, you're playing ball. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So the first thing you think of is, I want to take my mom out the hood.
Absolutely.
That's the first thought process, right? So right away, as soon as I went to college, but one thing I did learn when I was playing AAU, I remember I never forget my coach was like, son, where do you want to go to school?
Yeah.
And I'm a big North Carolina fan, right? So essentially, North Carolina.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So in AAU, I had a chance to play against some of the top guys in the country.
Yeah.
And I remember watching the game and on the court next to us, and I'm like, watching this guard, he killing. I'm like, man, he going to work. And we get back to the hotel, and I'm talking to my coach, and I was asking him about the guard that I seen on the next court. He said, you know who that is? He said, that's the #1 guard in the country. He said, you know where he's going? He's going to North Carolina. And I'm thinking to myself, I quickly thought, like, I ain't ready for North Carolina. You know what I mean? Like, keeping it 100. Like, I'm ain't ready for North Carolina. This guy, he coming off pick and roll. He's strong. He athletic.
Yeah.
I'm none of those things, right?
Yeah.
And
keeping it real with yourself
keeping
at
it
the
real.
time.
You know what I mean? So I get back home and kind of figured it out. And I was like, you know what? St. Mary's is where I was going to go. Went there, did well my freshman year. Then I grew my freshman summer.
Yeah.
And that's when I transitioned to point guard.
So you went from 5'7" to
I went from 5'7". I was like 5'7", 5'8", and I went to like 6'1" within the summer.
in the summer?
In the summer. Yeah, in the summer.
Okay, so I went through a similar growth spurt, but way earlier. Like I hit 6'1" maybe freshman year,
High school?
Of high school. Like
Yeah,
my
parents are very small.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I can put my arm around both my parents. Little. Like for real. I can't even believe I'm tall as I am, to be honest.
So I'm from the South. So most of my family's big, but not necessarily tall. You know what I'm saying? Like I got cousins in my family 6'2", 260. You know what I'm saying? Like just football. You know, from Mississippi. That's how it works. But you know, so I've always been a big kid, like a huge kid. By if I look back at my elementary pictures, I'm towering over everybody. You know what I'm saying? But I just stayed like that. So I'm 6'4" now. I hit 6'4" sophomore year of college. So I hit 6'1" freshman year. I was a center, you know what I'm saying? Started off as center because I'm so much bigger. Eighth grade. So I told Jay last time, like, you know that funny saying, act your age, not your shoe size.
Yeah.
I was 12 with a size 12, big dog. I love using that against people, bro. I'm 12, man. Like, that's my shoe size. So I was a big kid, bro. So like I was just like, you know, thrown into like situations where, you know, I'm either bigger than everybody or the same size.
Yeah.
Like I've never had that situation where, you know, I was smaller in competitions. But anyways, growth spurt in college, sophomore year. So we're going into sophomore year.
Going to my sophomore year.
Moving to the one. How is that? What is that transition like? So I asked this because I've went through this phase at least 3 times in my basketball career where I tried to like, I'm gonna be a point guard. I'm gonna like knowing damn well I don't want to pass the ball. Look, y'all see the shirt. I ain't trying to pass that guy. So like I've tried it to no avail. How was that process of transitioning to a one?
I'll be honest with you, it's kind of unique. I've always been a pass first guy. In high school back then, you always think what's gonna get you to college, right? Putting the ball in the hole. That's what you always think. But when I got to college, and my AU coaches always say, he said, when you get to college, you're going to have to transfer to the one. I can always handle the ball a little bit, but not to like a point guard level, what I knew. You know what I mean? So once I got to college my sophomore year, I had an assistant coach, shout out to my coach Nigel Jenkins. He was like, hey, man, I need you to play the one. I was like, okay, cool. So I spent the whole summer 2-ball dribbling, handling. I can shoot the ball. And I didn't even shoot the ball that much that summer. I was always just working on distributing. I always could pass, but I just had to put the handle with it, right? So I spent the whole summer just dedicated to ball handling. And then I came in my junior year, and I was averaging like 15 and like 6 or 7.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? So distributing. And in the point guard, once I figured it out and understood, it took a lot of like film work, trying to see what my teammates wanted it, how they wanted it, and then also to see the defense or whoever he was playing against to see like, you know, where I could get my teammates open. You know what I mean? So it was kind of more the IQ piece of it more than anything.
Are you learning this all in college? This is around the time. This is all college
all
time.
In college. You know what I'm saying? So like kind of things I was learning later in life, people already knew it earlier. So that's kind of the difference. What people don't understand, like a lot of these guys that go like big time D1 right away, they either got the size or they either got size and athleticism or they understand the game. Like their skill level is way better than everybody else's. You know what I mean? So
like that's like a what's that guy that just got drafted to the Rockets this past Shepard or Reed?
Reed Shepard.
Reed Shepard, man, that dude.
He's solid. IQ was crazy.
Not super athletic, nothing crazy, but he controls the game. So we're at St. Mary's. What are we trying to accomplish while we're in college? Are we trying to win games? Are we just trying to, you know, get film, get overseas? What's our main priority while we're in college?
Well, I mean, I'll be honest with you, it probably changed year to year for me because I went through 3 college coaches.
Got you.
That's
got you.
Right? I went through 3 college coaches, so it was each season was kind of proving myself to, you know, you're going to bring a new recruiting class in. I have to show you why you shouldn't. Right? Why you shouldn't replace me. And I never got replaced, you know what I mean? Everybody know that. They know what's really going on. But anyway, so
that talk.
I never got replaced, but for me, it was more so of trying to get all conference. You know what I mean? Because I kind of
personal accolades.
You know, personal accolades and stuff, and you know, and try to win, get to the playoffs. You know, step by step. You know what I mean? Small milestones, but it was ultimately to play overseas. You know, I kind of seen like the pro thing. I knew I wasn't going to have a shot at that. The closest I was probably going to get to that back then was the G League. You know what I mean? It was the D League. You know what I mean? So that was I did a tryout there, did some workouts there, but the main motivation was to get overseas. That I felt like that was attainable more than anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I feel like mine was similar. I didn't know what winning was. So like throughout my entire like high school career, we had one winning like season going to the playoffs. My coach put the ball in my hand, let me do whatever. But for the most part, for my school's history, there wasn't like a big recruit in a long time. I got to a point where, you know, I got some notoriety, got ranked by ESPN, all that good stuff. So he was like, let's get this guy out, and that was the whole main focus. And I think I took that, unfortunately with me through a good portion of my career, not really focused on the winning aspect of things. More so just a personal approach, trying to get personal accolades, personal numbers, and things like that, which affected me actually, especially when I got to college, because you know, it's kind of selfish. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's definitely selfish. But that wasn't my main focus when it came to basketball until later. But I just want to hear your perspective on that, where you were in college. So we graduate.
All
right. So, and do we have an agent coming out of college?
So So my little man, my oldest now,
Yeah.
my wife was pregnant with him the day I graduated college.
Oh wow.
So that kind of put a hold on things.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it took so I took a job right out of college.
Okay.
Right? I worked for Wells Fargo or whatnot, and I worked in the branch, and that was just to put food on the table. I was still training twice a day, whatever. And my good friend I played against in college, really good player, All-American, Hall of Famer at his school. And he called. He said, "Hey, man, there's my team in Germany is looking for a point guard."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you the first guy I thought about. And I know you kind of go overseas. And my agent kind of knew his people and stuff like that. Because by that time, I did grab an agent, right?
Okay.
So go over there. And the story I'm telling right now is kind of for the young guys that think they want it, but how bad do you really
Facts.
want it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Need it.
I went over to do a 2-week tryout, right? 10-day contract, trial period, and I quit my job. I went in. I said, "Hey, and I know I had to put food on the table. I went in. I said, "Hey, can I get a leave of absence?" You know what I mean? The corporate world thing, right? He said no. You know what I mean? So I was stuck between saying, do I want to go chase my dream, quit my job, or kind of figure it out?
Yeah.
So fast forward, I quit my job. I go do the tryout. I think I was averaging like 20-something. We knocked off the top team in the league at the time, and I did my thing.
Yeah.
And I flew back home. Didn't know if I had a contract. Didn't know if they was going to extend it. Now, I probably got about 2,000 euros to my name. You know what I mean? Like 2,000 euros to my name. So I'll never forget, I'm sitting at my grandmother's house on the 3rd floor in Joliet. And I looked at my wife now, and I was like, if they don't call me, I got no job. I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. So they called me, fly me back over there. You know what I'm saying? God looked out, flew me back over there, and I end up bringing them a championship, and that was their first championship they've ever had. You know what I mean? And town going crazy. Yeah. And then that's how that happened. I end up averaging I think 25, 26, and like 6 or 7 assists. Yeah. You know what I mean? And they kind of let me do my thing when I was there.
Winning championships while you're playing overseas is so huge, man. That adds 2-3 years to your career off the rip. Just no matter where you're playing at, that's just a big accolade. So congratulations on that. That's the whole point of this. So let everybody know, so you guys can see the similarities in your life. My man's had a kid right after college, had to work right after college. Stayed in shape, stayed ready. Opportunity presented himself, took full advantage of it, completely bet on himself, you know what I'm saying, and made a career out of that, you know what I'm saying. So congratulations on that, and we appreciate that type of story on this channel, man, because that's what it's all about. For sure. Being able to make your dream, a way to put food on the table, bro. So that's really what it's all about. So first year championship, you feeling good about yourself?
Oh yeah, I'm feeling.
I know you're feeling good about yourself,
bro. I'm feeling like, hey, I'm finna mess around, get to the Euro League, Baltic League, or something. I'm like, it's up from here. Up from here.
How old are we at this stage?
I was 25.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool,
25.
Cool.
24, 25, yeah. Yep.
That's usually, from when talking to guys, it's usually like the breaking, that's when you break in around that 24, 25 year mark after, grinding and figuring it out.
Because different countries have different.
They don't want the youngins. They don't, for me, and for the first team, the first job I got was so lucky because they don't like rookies, or they don't like young in France. They don't like young guys. They rather take a
veteran,
a super vet. Yep. They'll take a 40-year-old over a 20-year-old off the rip. So
yeah, for sure.
So 25 is usually the number I always hear when guys get overseas. Okay, so first year, great year, feeling ourselves. What's the transition period going into second year looking like? What are we doing?
So after the second year, I had got a couple calls. From my agent, go to Finland. I had Luxembourg. I had a chance to go back to Germany. But what happened was that was the year the economy crashed.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, as you know, most teams in the overseas are sponsored by different companies. Yeah. So if they don't have money coming in like that, because it wasn't like I was in the Euro League or Euro Basket, I was trying to make my way, right? Yeah. So I come back home and I got an offer from Finland, and it was way less than what I was making in Germany. So mind you, I got a kid. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm like, and I'm sending money back home, got my Euro account, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, you know, what I'm going to do, you know, if these guys trying to get me lower than what it was. So it's a team in Hanover, Germany. They was Pro A at the time, I believe. And they offered me a contract. They said, hey, man, you can come over here and play for this much. And I'm like, I was in the league below.
Yeah.
And I was making more money there.
Yeah.
And I was there. So I came back, played a little bit in the ABA out in Detroit, you know what I mean, did that stuff. And then did that for a couple of years. And then what happened after I did the ABA thing, I had one more opportunity to go overseas.
Yeah.
But then a job came.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lucrative job.
Got you.
And I'm on my second kid now. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm on my second kid now. So, you know, and I'm just like, okay, what am what I'm going to do? But that's when you know, I know you're going to transition to this, but that's when the FIBA 3x3 came. I figured I could do both. I could be a pro in that, and I could work. You know what I mean?
Got you. And that's in States.
That's in the States, correct.
Got you. Yes.
You do travel all over the world, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
I definitely, for sure, going to, because that is a very unique aspect in this whole overseas. Because whenever anybody talks about basketball, professional basketball, the main and the only thing people are going to think of is 5-on-5 basketball. It's just as of recently that it's becoming more mainstream. Yeah. That guys are more understanding that you can like make money off of it, or it's a, you know, in the Olympics, or it's a, you know, is more globally recognized now. But back in, you know, 2010, before what year is this? What year is this?
I started 3-on-3 about 12 years ago, so that was like 2013.
12.
Yeah, 13.
Around 12.
Yeah, 12, 13,
so I for sure knew nothing about any type of 3-on-3 basketball in terms of, especially not making money off of it or anything like that. So please touch on that for us. Bro, actually, before we even get to that, I want you to touch on the ABA. Because there's a lot of guys in that position also. I myself tried out for just call it semi. I'm not sure what league it was, but it was out here. One of the semi-pro leagues.
TBL, wasn't it?
Probably that.
Yeah.
Crazy cutthroat, and just like guys are like foaming at the mouth for an opportunity, bro. Like they scared me right up out there. I'm not gonna lie, it scared me out of there. I was not prepared for that at all. So so you was playing there? Were you getting paid at that time for ABA?
Man, not really. I'm just gonna keep it all the way funky. Yeah, nah, not really, man. It was what happened was like, bro, we didn't have food in the refrigerator, bro. It was rough.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah. And
they come to find out the owner was taking money, you know what I mean? Some money laundering stuff was going on. So it was all bad, man. And this is kind of for the young people out there that's still chasing it, right? Yeah. I'm a rewind. So when I was in college, we went over to Italy and played in Italy for a while. So we played at different couple clubs in Italy. Yeah. And the coach came up to me and was like, and this is show how green I was. I didn't understand, right? I think I want to say it was the second division. And he came up to me and he said, hey, you know, what are your plans after college? You know, I'm thinking I'm big time. I'm like, man, I don't know. I have no idea. You know what I mean? Because I think I had just dropped like 30 on him or something. Yeah. Just in the summer with a college team. And he wanted me to come back out there after I got graduated. Yeah. And I kind of shunned him off. I'm like, I'm cool. Like, you know, because I don't know. Yeah. And come to find out, Italy one of the best countries to play basketball.
Best countries to play basketball.
You know what I mean? I said, man, like, I dropped the ball on that. But like I said, in hindsight, it's 2020. You just don't know.
Yeah.
You know, but kind of fast forward back to the ABA, that's rough, man. ABA life is tough. Yeah. Like, you don't know. You might get $200 a game, you might not get no money. You know what I mean? I remember it was times where one of my teammates, he's waiting on checks for months. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's why I said in the beginning, how bad do you really want it?
Yeah, bro.
You know?
The lifestyle for the guys who aren't like the NBA draft picks who then transition to overseas, the guys who just try to make it out the mud, bro. Like you run into some crazy situations and literally how badly do you want it? Because those 9-to-5 jobs are right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's like in order to fully be able to do this, you have to sacrifice so much. You got to put so. You can't just be the dibble dabble guy. You can't just work out a couple times during the week and then put some shots up here and there. Like, no, it's every day I got to put some type of work in. Every day I got to stretch. Every day I got to, do something to help my game. On top of being able to afford food, be able to go hang out with your friends or something like that. That's the stuff you're sacrificing during this time period.
It's probably the biggest thing I could say to a young guy.
Yeah.
Because I had offers. I had offers in Finland, Iceland, like I said, Luxembourg. I had chances to go keep playing, you know what I mean? But it comes a fine line of, you know, because when you call yourself a pro, right, that means I'm not working no other job.
Exactly.
Basketball is my job.
Exactly.
Right? So if you say you're a pro, you should be able to, you know, afford your off season where you don't have to work, you don't have to do anything. Yeah. So, and then, you know, having kids, you know, God knows I love my kids.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, if you're young, don't.
Yeah. You
know what I mean? If you chase your dream, do what you got to do, and the kids should come later. Yeah. Because what's going to essentially happen is you're going to run into, they might say, hey, Tone, you know, we want you over here in Greece, in Cyprus, right? We want to offer you $3,000 a month. Yeah. You know what I mean? See, me, I can't take that. Yeah. That's not enough for me. But
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So a person with no kids, you can take that and make something out of your career and keep chasing. You know?
You ain't got no kids, you have a wife, you have a significant other. If you can hold off on it, if the longest as you possibly can, then do that. If you have a support system and a family who's willing to, you know, go to battle with you while you chase your dreams, bro, then yes, absolutely. Because the dream is worth chasing. Because
for sure, 1,000%.
If you get even a taste of that, you'll understand exactly what I mean. Being able to travel, being able to see the world, things that you wouldn't do without this opportunity. The dream is worth the chase. It's just, man, it's a chase. It's definitely a chase. If you're getting out the mud, man,
for sure a chase.
It's definitely a chase.
For sure a chase.
So, played in ABA for a bit, scraping by, making it do. So how did we find out about FIBA, the FIBA 3x3?
So, I was playing in the UH national tournament. Yeah. Right? Which you play in. So we were
shout out to Ultimate Hoops. I didn't understand. Yeah, shout out to Ultimate Hoops.
Hey,
yo, we definitely gonna tap in Ultimate Hoops.
So they had their second national tournament in Vegas. And I forget Teresa's last name, but she's a great person. But she used to run partly run Ultimate Hoops, right? Okay. Now Teresa, she's really, really big in the Toronto Raptors. Shout out to Teresa. Yeah, like she's really huge with the Toronto Raptors. Nice. So she had some connections with some guys in Europe. So we had won a national championship. She's like, Brensley, you want to take three guys, three to four, and then have a sub. So it'll be 4 guys total. And take them to New York, all expense paid trip to play in a 3-on-3 tournament. Oh, right? Nice. So I'm thinking to myself, like, oh, okay, this is a free trip. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is the first ever FIBA World Tour. They're called FIBA World Tour. This is the first one. And I didn't know it at the time. So I'm just playing, bro.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, we're just out there. We make it to the semifinals. And the team that won the championship got like 10,000. And then they went to Miami. So if you won that tournament, you go to Miami and you play for like 20,000. And all this stuff is paid for. Yeah. So I'm just thinking like, oh, it was a cool tournament. I got there, had Nike gear everywhere, from shoes to bag to like everywhere. Oh, wow. Right? It was set up for us. So I left there not thinking anything of it, and here it takes off to a pro sport. You know, and I think I was like 2 to 3 years removed, and I get a call from USA Basketball. It was like, hey, you know, we're trying to get into the 3x3 scene. Yeah. You know, I heard you guys got a pretty good team. We want to put a team together. We'll fly you out here to play in this tournament. So we go, and we make it to the semifinals out of like, I want to say 16 teams. Oh, wow. Right? So we're at the Olympic facility in Colorado Springs. So I'm talking about all USA gear. I know you see me coming with some of my USA stuff. So that's where I got it from, right? So we go in there doing that, and then and it just takes off, bro. I'm talking about you playing in like France, Germany, and these are all world tours, and you're playing for like prize money like $30,000. Oh, wow. $40,000. And then you got, I think if you come in, it's 12 teams, you come in top 6, you get money regardless. And everything is paid for. From the meals to the clothes to everything.
So let me get this straight. So we are we are fully in the men's adult league scene right now. We are.
Oh, yeah.
We are there.
Right.
Are we even thinking about overseas right now? Are we just focus on what our day to day right now?
I would just stay in shape, playing. I would just focus on my day to day.
Yeah.
But we played so well in that first World Tour tournament.
It clicked in your head that this could.
It clicked in my head once USA Basketball called out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I got together with a good friend of mine back in Minnesota, really good player, Paris Kyles.
Okay.
So he had after I sat out 3 years after we played that first tournament, but he didn't.
Yeah.
So he went and won an MVP in Mexico, and he was telling me he was in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
He was all over the place. So I'm like, okay, maybe we should, pursue this a little harder. You know what I mean? Sure. So we started, traveling all over Europe, and then we were Canada, because it's big in Canada. And then Red Bull got a hold of it. And we started winning championships in Red Bull, gold medals and stuff. So, I was in it for a long time. But once it became an Olympic sport, I'm too old now. You know what I mean? So I feel like I was one of the pioneers of it.
For sure.
Being around it, you know what I'm saying? And starting that thing with USA Basketball. But we kind of got to it a little late. You know what I mean?
But at the time, is getting the bills paid?
Yeah, I mean, we're winning, winning some money, you know what I mean? Yeah. It ain't nothing to say, hey, I'm gonna go buy me a mansion, a couple Louis bags.
Yeah, but you are.
It's enough. It's enough to make the money, and once you get a sponsorship, we had a sponsorship too. Yeah, you know what I mean. Once you get those two things combined, it was good. You know what I mean?
That's dope. That's freaking dope.
I actually just got a call, maybe a month ago from Baller's Life. You know what that is, right? So they called. They got a big tournament, a showcase that they're doing, and they know that we had a decent team. So I'm like, bro, I'm a little old now. You know what I mean? But, you would be perfect for the game because you can play inside and outside. You got the size, you got the strength, you got the athleticism, and it's not taxing on your body.
It's not.
Like 5-on-5. But you got to be in way better shape playing 3-on-3, 3x3 than you do 5-on-5. Right. Because it's continuous. You don't stop. You know what I mean?
I do see that.
You playing offense and defense, and you underneath the shot clock. So
I do see that. Okay.
DeMarcus Cousins is actually just playing.
I saw that.
You see that?
Yeah, I did see that.
That's
monster.
Yeah.
Sometimes when these guys, DeMarcus Cousins doesn't need to be playing overseas. He can still be in the league,
for sure.
In my opinion. But
that's neither here nor there.
The politics of the NBA is absolutely insane sometimes. So what would you say for somebody who's trying to get into the 3-on-3 scene? Is there a avenue? Can you look into some camps or some tournaments? How would you tell somebody they can get into that scene? Okay.
So they got these smaller qualifying tournaments that you have to play in to even get to the next step. So perfect example is you remember Hoop It Up as a kid?
No.
So Hoop It Up 3x3, right? They have it.
Yes.
So if you if you play in an outside tournament and Hoop It Up, there's small pocket tournaments where you can win, and then you got to pay your way to get to the next tournament. Yeah. But then after that, everything else is paid for. You know what I'm saying? So you got to win these small tournaments to get to where DeMarcus Cousins was playing and stuff like that. Because I've played on the World Tour before. Yeah. So it's different. It's definitely ways to do it, but now it's just so big. Players are. You got pros even, trying to play it. Obviously, DeMarcus Cousins, right? Yeah. So, people think it's just roll the ball out and play, and it's not. Yeah. You running plays, you know what I mean? You got defensive schemes you running. Yeah. It's a lot you can do in 3x3 that a lot of people don't even know about.
In general, I think the amount of money that's getting put into sports entertainment right now, in general, everybody's trying to get a little bit, even the older, that's why Ice Cube's thing is going so well right now. Everybody's trying to get a little piece of this entertainment money. Who didn't make the Olympic team this year? That would be crazy on the 3-on-3 team.
A lot of them.
Literally, imagine any NBA guy in a 3-on-3 type of situation. They're not going to do it. There's no way they're going to do it.
Well,
why would they do that?
I think USA Basketball, I think that might be the route. See, here's the key to it. Is that you got to have – it's a point system. Yeah. So you got to play in so many world tours to gain FIBA points. So those NBA guys.
Oh, so they're not going to have the opportunity to actually play in that.
Exactly. Now you might have some guys. I'm just going to name some guys like a Michael Beasley, Joe Johnson, those type of guys. You know what I'm saying? Now, because they're retired or whatever may have you, and they can go travel around the world because there's a season.
Yeah.
and you playing like probably 10 to 12 different tournaments. And that's how you gain FIBA points.
Got you.
You know what I mean?
Now that makes sense because they were talking about FIBA points with that whole breakdancing thing. Like
You got to have points. And a lot of guys is like, the internet trolls are like, oh, why didn't we get so-and-so to play? So-and-so can't play.
Yeah.
Because they don't have enough FIBA points to play.
Got you.
You know what I mean? But Jimmer Fredette played for USA team. My boy Kareem Maddox, Dylan Travis. I played against all those guys and know those guys.
They're playing right now, right?
Yeah, Cannon Berry.
I got a friend that always posted them. I think they went to college together. So I think he went like Texas State or something like that. One of those guys went to like Texas State. Can't remember.
Yeah.
But that's cool. Okay, so how long was our actual 3-on-3 career?
I just hung that up probably right before I came out to Texas.
Okay.
So about a year ago, maybe two.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah, so the last tournament I played in was Montreal, Canada.
Got you.
I want to say, Montreal. Yeah, it was, Montreal. That's what it was.
Okay, so we retired at what age?
I'm 40 now, so like 38.
38.
Yep.
So we had a off and on, so beginning to end, started at 25, ended at 38.
Yep.
13 years. Out of that 13 years, we played maybe, 12? I mean, 10?
Yeah. I would say, it was about 12. You know what I mean?
12-year career from a 5'7", college freshman. That's crazy to me. Like it
was crazy to me too. I'll keep it real. It was crazy to me too.
It was crazy to me too.
I mean, but my grandfather though, he was, God rest his soul. He was like 6'6".
So that
and
I was
his
going to say
shortest
that
brother was 6'4".
My mom always says that my grandpa was tall because my mom is
my
5'4". My dad I think is 5'11", 6 foot or something like that. And but he's like, he's fat or something like that. But nobody else in my family. My uncle might be 6 foot. Everybody else in my family is short. So that I'm for sure the tallest person in my immediate family.
My mom was 5'5", and my dad was my mom was like 5'4", 5'5". My dad was like maybe 5'6". But my grandpa was huge, and all his brothers, and my aunt's pretty tall too.
I wonder how that shit works. It's kind of cool.
Well, my son's getting it. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's getting it.
How tall is your wife?
She about 5'8", 5'9".
Okay. What's the outliers for women? 5'4" is like average height, right?
Yeah, like 5'5". Yeah, and she played college sports, so I mean, he's got the athletic gene. Yeah,
of course she does. What do you? Come on, bro. Like, what are you talking about right now? Of course she does.
Yeah, she played college sports.
I don't think I'm not gonna touch on it. I don't think I've met many athletes who didn't. Their current wife wasn't some type of athlete.
That's
at some
true.
point in their life.
That's true.
It's just I feel like it goes hand in hand,
yeah.
man. All right, so 13-year career. What are we doing now? Like I know we're still playing in the UH. How are we staying active in the game of basketball right now?
UH for one, like you said, Ultimate Hoops.
For those of you who don't know, that is a Lifetime Fitness, a basketball league that is
rec league.
Elites though.
Yes,
like it's elites for a recreational league. They have an online stat system that you can check throughout the entire country. They keep tabs on players, teams. Doesn't matter. Elite. You got retired pros in there. You got retired NBA, overseas pros, just super nice guys who just work a 9 to 5. Elite competition, I promise you. So that's what when we say UH, that's what we're talking about.
Yep,
they hold national tournaments in New York, Vegas, all the shebang. So really big league. Shout out to UH.
Yeah, so kind of transitioning what you were saying. So the 35 and up national tournament is next week. So that's where I'll be.
JD probably gonna be over there too.
Yeah, JD will be there. JD will be there. We was talking about it, but UH. Like I said, I'll be in the 35 and up UH national tournament next weekend. Yeah, and then playing with you guys, man. Guys that are still chasing it, pros. Got the private pro run that we play in a couple days a week. Yeah, and whenever I'm able to make it, I make it. Yeah, and man, just doing that, and also just trying to hit the yoga scene, get on the bike, you know what I mean? Just try to stay in shape. I just always told my daughters, I said, yo, I ain't trying to be the guy with the coffee with the dad bod. That just ain't a move for me.
So I flip flop. So I used to say that once the ball stops bouncing, I know for a fact I'm gonna lose my neck. I'm gonna be one of them I'm not doing no cardio. Like I'm not like cardio is out the window once basketball stops. I'm not getting on no treadmill. I'm not doing none of that. I just know I'm not. Yeah. So I'm gonna get big because I'm gonna be in the weight room and I'm gonna be lifting.
That's exactly what I did.
I'm gonna get swole as hell and I'm gonna have like a solid beer belly or some shit like that. Yeah. But now that was my first thought. Now I'm more of I like feeling good. I like moving well. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to stay, because every time I go on these breaks, because I have terrible eating habits, because I'm an athlete. You just run it off.
You're young, too.
Yeah. Technically, yes. We getting there. But I've always just had bad eating habits because I work out so much, it just levels its way out. But now, you go through phases where you don't work out as much or something like that, but you keep the same eating habits. Feeling like, I'm talking about, I'll gain like 10 pounds in like a week or something like that just off of my regular eating habits. Yeah. Feeling like crap, bro. Feeling like absolute shit. I'm like, nah, I can't do that. So now I'm a little bit more conscious on how I, for one, recover, and two, just what I put, like what I eat as of late. It's been helping out more. It's really just sugar.
Sugar's a big component.
Sugar is terrible for me, man. Yeah. It's I don't want to talk about it. Because I would say this: you always know what you should and shouldn't be doing, especially if you're an athlete, bro. And you're like, "No, I'm good. I'm good." Every night, bro, I need me a sugary ass drink, and it's only at nighttime. I only need a sugary ass drink at night before I go to sleep. All day I can drink water and all that good stuff. So now, age is definitely a factor. Okay, so we're hooping during the week. You reffing, right?
Yep, I ref. I'm currently right now trying to get into the high school because I was working my way towards that when I was living in Minnesota. Yeah. But I found some good connections down here, some good brothers that we ref, and I'm starting to take off with that a little bit. So I'll be reffing in hopefully some some sub-varsity games is what they call it in Texas, but it's JV where I'm from.
Sub-varsity is funny.
Yeah, so hopefully get some of those games and just working, man, and working in the corporate world.
I think reffing is underappreciated as a occupation, as a side hustle, whatever you want to call it. Like if you're a basketball player, for one, if you're currently like one of the guys we're talking about right now, go get you a reffing. Is it certification? Is it license?
Yep, ref certification. You got to go through, I think, like 12 plus trainings or whatnot. But it's worth it, man.
Worth it, bro. Absolutely.
I'm looking at the camera. We need more refs and also guys that play the game.
Yeah, but that part, that's really part.
Like guys that play the game and understand. Now it's way more rules to it than you would think. You know what I'm saying? So I got a Johnny's a great mentor for me. I mean, I got some good mentors out there, right? But reffing it's a great transition. You want to stay into the game, stay in shape. You want to see some good basketball, and ref at the same time. Why not?
I think it's a no-brainer, especially if you're somebody like myself or any guy in his 20s still trying to make it overseas. And then, like we said, to be a pro is to be able to play and not have to do nothing in the offseason. But it takes some time to get there. It might take a season or two to get there. And in those off seasons, being able to ref, just to make a quick couple of bucks over the weekend or something like that. Yeah, it's a dope little just like how do you say, cheat code, I guess. It definitely helps. Definitely helps. I wanted to get into reffing maybe last summer before I got right back into like trying to get overseas and stuff like that. Before I got the job at Lifetime. Yeah. So before I got the job at Lifetime, I was just about to get into the reffing. But they told me I have to shave all my facial hair off. All my facial hair off. I was like, what?
The ref?
Yeah. I was like, what? I don't know about that. He's
never
like,
heard of that.
I was like, I don't like it. But since then, I've talked to you, and then I've talked to other guys about it. I was like, okay.
Yeah, so I'm not shaving my face.
So since then, I'm like, let me get back into that. Because it just makes a whole lot of sense. That, and if you're a guy who wants to get into training, get that type of certification too if you want to. Yeah. Because training ain't never going to go nowhere, and reffing ain't. Those two ain't going to go nowhere. And if you're in the game, you can do both of those easily just by you being, yourself. Like,
yeah, 100%.
Question for you. So throughout your entire career, how many times do you think you had a trainer? Like somebody dedicated, not just your pops, put them some shots at you or your homeboy, doing some shit he saw online, a dedicated basketball trainer to help you get better at basketball?
Didn't have any in middle school. Didn't have anything in junior high. Didn't have any in high school. Mm-hmm. Didn't have any in college. I didn't have a designated trainer until I was a pro.
Which is crazy, right?
And
Crazy, right?
like my son, he trains probably when it's off season. He trains probably 3 to 4 days a week.
Yeah.
Got specialized in D-line training. Then he got a speed and agility guy.
Yeah.
Man, if I had all that, what? Like speed and agility guy, with my hunger,
man, dude.
and like these kids don't understand. Like I used to just watch guys. My first rim was a milk crate cut out at the bottom, stuck on a tree. And people ask me, man, how did you be able to shoot so well?
Yeah,
That's how.
Yeah.
Like I used to shoot on the most random, craziest stuff. But
we put a shopping cart on a light pole. Like we somehow figured a way to fashion a shopping cart on the actual light pole and just shoot balls to that mug.
Because you got to think about it. I used to always say to people, like, if you can shoot outside, and I
what?
was shooting in a square milk crate, I can shoot anywhere.
Or those double rims,
Yeah.
or those chain nets, or have you ever seen those metal nets?
Oh yeah, for sure.
The ones that you just go out.
Yeah.
If you can shoot on those, you're a real shooter.
Yeah,
like you're a real shooter.
You can really shoot it. And the thing was, like, being able to see all these kids get all this specialized training, but at the same time, I think it hurts them too.
Oh,
because
absolutely.
a lot of kids don't actually play basketball.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like,
come on, bro.
Growing up, where I grew up, we was playing outside. Like,
Yeah.
that's rare that I went inside to a gym. So these kids are doing all these moves and all that stuff, but they can't do it because a cone doesn't move.
Yeah.
A chair doesn't move. You know what I mean? If I had a trainer, man, with the hunger and the work ethic I had, because some kids get spoiled with it. But now at the same time, there's a lot of these kids, they can train like crazy.
Yeah.
But you put them in a game,
Yeah.
they done forgot everything they train because it's different.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's different when the lights come on. Not saying they can't perform.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's okay to go to the gym and try to replicate the same move over and over so you can have muscle memory.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So a lot of these kids, they don't understand the fundamental basics.
Yeah.
And then they try to go do all this crazy stuff that these trainers are teaching.
When you're by yourself, when you're training by yourself, or you got like one person, it's hard to do all the crazy stuff.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I'm
for sure.
saying?
Yeah.
If you are training, I'm telling you from experience, bro. Go look at my videos on Instagram. When you're training by yourself and you're trying to do some you're done after 3 times. Like your attention to detail is done. You're not getting nothing out of the workout. When you're by yourself, it's super fundamental. You're gonna make sure you're doing something super simple. Or I'm a 1-2 and get into my jumper, make sure it's nice and smooth. Or get to the basket. Like by yourself, that's the extra is going out the window.
You just don't know how hard you're going if you don't have a trainer.
So
when I have a trainer, I'm gassed when I leave.
Accountability.
Accountability. That's a great word.
Yeah,
for it.
I'm big on that, especially when it comes to working out, because you work when you're somebody like ourselves who's pursuing something. You don't always have people on the same page as you. You know, when you're 25, people got jobs. People got stuff to do. So you can't always just pull your homie out to go rebound with you or help you get better. So a lot of times you're by yourself and you don't realize that you're not even going that hard. You know what I'm saying? You, in your mind, I'm putting the work in.
Shout out to my wife. She was shooting with me in the gym, like for real, like
mad
rebounding when I was going overseas.
Shout out to the wives out there that's really getting rebounds, man. That's what's
really
up.
out there shooting with me.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Me, on the other hand, I ain't got all that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm shooting by myself. Right. I'm getting discouraged because the ball's going way on the other side of the court and all that good stuff. Once that ball's on the other side of the court, bro, and I gotta run and go get that mug, I'm not going as hard. You know what I'm saying? In the drill, nothing like that. So for sure, trainers, and that for me, having homies there. If you have some homies with you working out, it's way better than working out by yourself. Get your workouts in by yourself for sure, as much as you can possibly. If you can get somebody in there in the gym with you just to keep you accountable, make sure you actually put some work in. Definitely do that too.
For sure.
And that's free. You don't have to pay your friend to be there.
Free game.
All right, a couple more questions for you, then I'm gonna get out your hair. Where is the best country to play basketball outside of the United States, in your opinion? And this is considering you're at the top level.
Eurobasket, I would probably say
in the world,
anywhere. In the world. Always when we say the world, besides I say, because you said we're not including You talking about outside of the United States?
Outside the United States, absolutely.
I would say Spain. That's what I would say. I would say
Is
Spain or France.
Playing style or just location?
I just think what they've done, like
France for sure.
in the Euro League, you know
France
what I mean?
for sure,
Like, France for sure.
Yeah.
Like, think about what they've created with, Tony Parker. You got we got Wemby.
Last 3 first round draft picks, I think, or last 2.
I mean, look what they did in the Olympics.
Yeah.
But like I'm saying, like back in my day though, like Spain was tough.
Yeah.
They
absolutely.
was real tough with like Ricky Rubio and them. And there's I forget the guy's name, but he was he could have played in the NBA.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he was over in Europe making like $15 million. So why would you come to the NBA? So Spain was good. But as far as like league goes, like Israel, I
always hear good things. The money's good out there. Playing style's good.
Yeah, their playing style's good. But like I would say with the Eurobasket, I would probably lean on like Spain, France, and the BBL, Germany. They got some good teams.
Absolutely,
they got some good teams.
I have a homie that's playing in BBL right now too.
Yeah.
What do you think? Because this is definitely a point of contention right now between hoopers. FIBA rules, NBA rules. What would you prefer to play in?
I think it's easier to score with the NBA rules.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And FIBA rules, it's just a little harder. You know what I mean? Just
what is your preferred playing style, though? Like, what would you rather play in? NBA?
Yes. Like, being a shooter, like, you know how you come off of ball screens in the NBA, all players, they play flat.
Yeah.
That's great for a shooter. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? But you play in Europe, you come across that ball screen, they might head you out the half court and get back.
Facts.
Irritating.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So it's different.
It's fucking irritating. That's major facts. Okay. Which one would you rather watch as a fan?
Depends what time of the year. Like NBA playoffs, I watch that all day.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But regular season, I really don't like watching NBA in the regular season. But European basketball, I personally feel that they play harder.
Oh, absolutely.
They play way harder. You know what I mean? They play way harder.
Oh my gosh.
And like Luka said, like it's harder to score in Europe than it is in the NBA. NBA is entertainment, right?
I learned that way. I learned that the hard way. My first year in France, boy, I thought I was about to go out there average 30. Thought I was about to go out there and average a nice, cool little 30 piece with a no. But for one,
they probably only average about the leading score is 16 points a game.
If you average anything over 15 points, boy, you are amazing. If you average over 15 points anywhere in Europe, you 14, are amazing, bro. Like amazing.
The game is slower.
So for one, them boys out there, they not soft. For one, and I don't know why I thought Europeans would be soft. It's just the American rhetoric we be seeing on social media or media in general. But them boys not soft. Shout out to my boy Theo. I hope you watching, Theo. Them boys is tough out there for one, and two. Yeah, they have been playing basketball since the same time we started playing basketball and actually learning the game. Like
for sure,
really learning how to play basketball, bro. So shout out to France.
No, France, they're
shout
tough.
out to France for sure.
And then the thing is too with European basketball is like they start off with the fundamentals first.
Oh yeah.
And they start off playing 3-on-3.
Really?
3x3 first.
That makes sense.
That's how they move, cut, screen so well because that's kind of like the grassroots.
Yeah.
The grassroots, you start 3x3 first. You know what I mean? And I didn't know that until I started playing and going to Europe and seeing the young guys playing 3x3 because that's what it teaches you. It teaches you spacing. It teaches you screens. It teaches you where to cut. Teaches you how to, you know what I'm saying, roll and where you should be. You know what I mean? So
I think another thing that might be beneficial for them is that they separate the sports in school out there.
Yeah, they do.
There's no high school sports in Europe.
Nope, it's all pro.
It's all if you are able to play. It's clubs. They do it all by clubs. Yep. If your city has a club and you're good enough to play, doesn't matter how old you are, you can play in the club for the most part. I'm pretty sure it might be different per place or per state or per level or however it works. But for the most part, there's no high school sports. So you have to separate that. So you have to for one, sign up to be on the team. If you're like a little kid, your parents got to put you in the program, all that good stuff. You got to, sign up for that, and you got to show up. So it's something you want to do. It's not something you're assigned to do. If that makes sense. Like you don't have, you're not obligated to be there because it's like a PE class or something like that. So I think that part, on top of they really drill in fundamentals, like you said, the 3-on-3.
They do, yes.
At every level. So, like, you're staying with your age bracket for the most. Unless you're, like, some amazing talent, you're going to stay at your, like, level.
You're going to stay at your level, yep.
There's not much jumping around and jumping around. And you'll learn, and then by the time you get to old, you just know basketball. It just depends on how big you're, how athletic or how long you stick with it.
Because they don't go with the athleticism. That's not their first thing, fundamentals. And honestly, that's why they kind of keep up with us, and you know what I'm saying, sometimes with the Olympics, right?
Yeah.
Because the thing we focus on is one-on-one play.
Yeah.
They focus on team play, team defense, team play. So you got to love a little bit of both, right? Yeah.
I think they're there. The argument is if your basketball is where we just have more outliers than them because we're just a bigger place. You know what I'm saying? Like the United States is huge. I don't think people realize how big the United States is. Like most other countries can fit inside Texas type deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
sure. 100%.
Like the amount of bodies we have to throw into the pool of just like great athletes, we just have more people. So, I think that's why we win in the basketball world. Our outliers, like they don't have a lot of LeBrons.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, like they don't have a whole lot of just like freak athletes that can compare to our guys. In general, but they're catching up though. You know what I'm saying?
They're catching up for sure.
Quickly, like very quickly. Like as soon as like this wave, like the next Olympics, bro, it's gonna be a little scary. It's gonna be a little scary in my opinion. The one after that is for sure that's up in the air. 8 years from now, that Olympics is gonna be up in the air because I think.
Because if you look at the NBA right now, some of your top players are from Europe. All of them.
What?
Luka,
6 out of the top 10. 6 out of the top 10,
yep.
bro.
You got some really, really talented players coming in from Europe. And I agree with you. Next year, I think, next year, this group of guys is going to be all athletes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and this year you had guys like Bron, IQ, KD, IQ. I don't know what the second crop of guys going to come in 2028.
They're going to be good, but it's not the same. It's not going to be the same. No. I don't think we're going to be talking about this group of guys the same way we talk about LeBron, KD, Steph. Like, I don't think we have a generational. Maybe, man, I'm big on the Ant. I'm a big on the Ant bandwagon. I'm not going to lie to you. Maybe an Ant or something like that. That might be a generational talent going into. But other than that, I don't know, bro. It's going to be scary.
No.
And Wemby looked like he's going to be on some different shit the next couple of years.
No. France almost, France, Serbia, all them guys, man, they coming. They coming.
If you could, all right, at your prime, okay, whatever you view your prime is, could be thrown on any basketball NBA team right now, okay?
Okay.
What's your stat line playing against the Detroit Pistons tomorrow? I'm talking about your prime. What's your stat line?
And I get to pick the team, right?
You get to pick whatever team you are on. I want to know the team you're on and the stats that you're putting up.
Can I pick 2 teams?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So my first team will probably be, because I rock with Brian, I go, let me stand in the corner. You know what I mean? Like, let me stand in the corner. Let LeBron hit me on the swing pass. You know what I mean? In the corner.
Yeah.
And I probably, if you give me wide open threes versus Detroit Pistons, if you give me 6 threes, I probably ain't gonna get no more than that. You give me 6 3, I'm at least give you 4 out of 6.
Okay.
But if I'm on the Warriors, running gun, you know what I mean? I got a bunch of shooters with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I probably could.
This is prime. This is prime.
I'll probably shooting the ball wise. Got Curry. I'm gonna put Clay back on there if Clay was on there. The Pistons, I'll probably give you a solid 15, maybe. I'm being realistic.
I like it. I like the realism of it. I like the realism of it.
Because I feel like if you give me, because I'm a 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? You give me, like I said, 6 threes.
Real opportunity.
I'm almost going to hit about 3 to 4 of them, for sure.
I say the same thing. I say if I'm in the gym getting up shots and I'm ready to I'm getting NBA type of reps up in game, bro, I'm knocking down 4 out of these shots that these guys be getting, for sure. I think
because those shots that they get, I mean, you got to think about it. You playing with AD, LeBron, you're going to get open.
They're in that paint.
They in that paint. So, and LeBron's going to kick it. It's on you to knock it down.
Okay. I like it.
Before I get out of here, I want to say one thing for, like I said, the younger guys trying to do it. Europe, it probably has gotten better now, but trying to get to Europe, they don't know the divisions we have over here. They think I remember sitting down with a GM, a president of a team, and all he could talk about was March Madness. That's all he knows is D1.
Yeah.
You know, and at the time, they would bypass a D2 All-American for a guy that averaged D1, let's say 2-3 points.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Because they don't really know our divisions like that. You know what I mean? What they know is what they see on TV, March Madness, or if an agent's connected with a club or something like that, they don't understand, like, we got some cats that play D2 that's nice. That's
extremely nice.
Because at the end of the day, you still getting to school for free, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're just not playing D1. I personally, how hard is it to go in a Division I game and score 2 points a game? I don't think it's that hard, to be honest.
Accidentally can score 2 points a game.
Yeah,
bro.
but they'll take that kid. They'll take that kid over somebody that's like played D2 ball.
Yeah,
and average 20.
So going into your professional career,
and
you're talking to these GMs, talking to these overseas, whoever you're talking to, they don't know. Okay, if you're a Division II guy, just tell them you're you are a scholarship athlete.
Yep.
Your school was paid for. Okay, that's all they need to know.
Matters.
That's all that matters to them. Anything else you want to tell the crew? Anything going on?
No, man. You know, I appreciate you having me, bro, and just to you, you know, because we played together. You know what I mean? Whatnot, man. Keep doing your thing, bro. You can be nice. You can go. You know what I mean? So I'll give you 100, and I appreciate you having me on your show, man.
I appreciate you coming on, man. Look, I've been talking about this podcast with the guys for maybe a month and a half now. I've been talking about it, so it's dope to actually be putting it in, you know, putting it in action, and the guys actually coming through. So for those of you guys watching, a lot of my guests who are going to be coming on are guys who I play with, all professional guys, and they're trusting me to tell their story, and I appreciate these guys for letting me do that. So, my guy.
Appreciate you, my boy. All love, baby.
And we out of here.
Yep.
Deuces.
Peace.
Tough bucket, boy.